Well, I want to play on the iPad.
We just started playing. We have to play and have a healthy lifestyle.
So what should I do then?
Well, you should come outdoors and do outdoor activities.
Can I play with the iPad out here?
Well, what I mean, it's funny joke. Well, what I mean is that you have to come outdoors and exercise and do physical activities, or else you might get some diseases.
Wait, diseases? Wait, can you finish talking about the thyroid?
Oh yeah, it's a perfect time. Let's just talk about that right now.
You're right, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, this is The Sixth Sense.
I'm Jareef.
And I'm Jazib. And you might remember a while ago we made a video about the thyroid gland. That was part 1. But today, this is part 2, the day I've been waiting for.
So today, we're going to be talking about hyper and hypothyroidism.
So, can you tell me about hyperthyroid and also its causes and its symptoms and also its cure? Because, people need to recover.
Yeah, of course. So anyway, hyperthyroidism, as the name suggests, is an overactive thyroid gland. Hyperthyroidism is normally caused by an autoimmune disease called Graves' disease. Graves' disease means that an autoimmune disease means that the body attacks itself. So, Graves' disease normally occurs when there's an infection or inflammation, and the antibodies, instead of acting upon the actual foreign substances, will act upon the body. They may act upon the thyroid gland and cause the disease. In this disease, there will be less TSH, but more of T3 and T4. So anyway, since we're talking about a healthy lifestyle, let's just walk around and talk.
Oh yeah, why not? Let's go.
Yeah.
So, I'm so interested. Continue. I'm so interested.
Yeah, okay, sure. Now, let's discuss the symptoms of hyperthyroidism. Since it's an overactive thyroid gland, hyperthyroidism has many symptoms that include exaggerated reflexes and things that make us a bit more active. Well, of course, as I've already mentioned, there's exaggerated reflexes. For example, if the bottle's over here, instead of just reaching for a bottle, the person might reach over here. Which, it might seem funny, but because of that disease, that's what happens.
I've never done that before.
And that means you probably don't have hyperthyroidism.
That's good.
So anyway, there's also many other things about hyperthyroidism, and this might include diarrhea because of excessive eating. But though the person is eating excessively, the person will not have any weight gain and might even lose weight, which might seem odd, but the person's metabolism is very high due to the overactive gland.
Wow.
Well, symptoms of diseases have many weird effects, but this is how it goes. And the person during the hyperthyroidism might also experience seizures or tremors, and might also feel weak or have fatigue because they're so active. There are more symptoms. These include the bulging of our eyes, sweating, sleep disturbance, nervousness, and even depression. So, do you understand everything now?
I understand, but can you summarize it one more time just so the viewers at home can identify if they have hyperthyroid?
Okay, sure. So anyway, first there will be increased heart rate and increased pulse. There will also be sleep disturbance, nervousness, and diarrhea. There will also be excessive eating, but no weight gain. And it might even be a weight loss.
Wow.
So, as the funny example that Jazib also gave, there's also going to be exaggerated reflexes.
I could still do it.
So I believe those are the majority of the points for hyperthyroidism. So if any of these points come, just remember to go to a doctor. You might be asking which doctor. That would be the doctor that specializes in endocrinology, which is a study of endocrine glands.
Oh, that's interesting. So what does the endocrinologist do to cure the person with hyperthyroid?
Well, the endocrinologist will have some treatments. Of this, the most common will be anti-thyroid medications. These will pretty much cut back the effects of the thyroid hormones. They may also give you radioactive iodine, which will also help in this. And if your thyroid has become too large because of goiter, they might even have to do surgery to reduce the size of the thyroid gland.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Wow. That was some useful information about hyperthyroid. Now can you talk about the cause and the symptoms and the cure about hypothyroid?
Sure. Hypothyroidism, as the name suggests, is an underactive thyroid gland. In this, it is also an autoimmune disease, but this one is caused by Hashimoto's disease. Both of these have goiter, which is enlargement of the thyroid gland. However, in hypothyroidism, there is more TSH being produced. However, there's less of a T3 and T4 or thyroxines. So now, let's talk about the symptoms. The symptoms include a puffy eyes, face, and tongue. There are also going to be dry skin, depression, fatigue, or weakness. And there will also be weight gain, even though the person might not be eating as much. And constipation, might also be present.
So I see that many of the symptoms are exactly opposite of the hyperthyroid disease, and some of them are similar.
Of course, because they're overactive thyroid gland and underactive thyroid gland. So even the symptoms are opposites.
Oh, now can you talk about probably the most important part, the cure of hypothyroid?
Yes, of course, it's obviously the most important. To cure hyperthyroidism, the best way is to use artificial T3 and T4 to bring these levels of thyroxines back to normal in the body.
Wow, I learned a lot today. Well, I learned that we should not be inside playing on the iPad because that's very bad for your health, and instead we should be outside doing outdoor activities.
Well, to prevent all diseases, including hyper and hypothyroidism, activity and exercise is the most important for children and adults alike.
And remember, knowledge is the sixth sense.
See you in our next video.
Now, let's go play.
Yeah, okay, let's go.